So, bonjour.
Bonjour.
We are here aboard the French frigate Vendemaire in Wellington Harbour, and the frigate has been visiting New Zealand for how many days?
The first port of call for the ship was in Auckland for the final of World Cup, Rugby World Cup. So we arrived in Auckland the 21 of October, and we will leave on Saturday morning, and we will sail to Australia.
And so while you've been here in Wellington Harbour, have you had a good time here?
Yes, we had a very good time. In every port we went in New Zealand, because the first was in Auckland for the final of World Cup Rugby, and so we went to support the French team, but unfortunately it was not enough to win the cup. But we were here and we received on board our Minister of Sport, David Douillet, and we received also your Minister of Defence, Mr.
Wayne Matt, I think.
Yeah. Excuse me. And the second port of call was in Littleton for the French Fest in Akaroa. So we were very well received, and we participated in the French Fest with the French cook and with the ceremony to celebrate the first arrival of French people. And so we are here in Wellington to visit some authorities for your countries, and the chief, the General Parlanti, commanding the French forces in New Caledonia, went here in Wellington during our stay to visit some defense authorities and to make his first visit.
Yeah. So on board this frigate was created is 1993.
Yeah.
And what sort of frigate is it?
The common name of this type of frigate is a patrol frigate. We've got 6 frigates of this type, and each one is deployed in French overseas territories. So we are the frigate which is based in New Caledonia, but the French Navy has another one in Tahiti and another one in La Réunion in Indian Ocean. They were designed to make a long patrol. They have guns and missiles to prevent a small crisis, but they are not equipped to make a war, a big war, or to make a big engagement. So we have a lot of place. We've got an helicopter, we've got a lot of place and crane, so we can be engaged in small crises like in Timor-Leste for their independence, but we also have a lot of missions of help for humanitarian crisis.
Right.
And the last real mission for Vendemaire was to help some islands 2 years ago after an hurricane. So we can patrol. We also make some fishing surveillance, of course, in the big economic area we have around New Caledonia.
So you mentioned the helicopter, which is part of the reason I wanted to come and talk to you. Your helicopter is 1960, which seems extraordinary. Is there many 50-year-old helicopters in service in the French Navy?
I think they are the oldest helicopter we have in our Navy. The advantages of this type of helicopter, because they are quite old but quite rustic, we say it in French. We don't have a lot of disease. They are we have a lot of she's always available.
Reliable.
available for missions.
Right.
And due to the main missions of our ship, they are quite good because they can make SAR, search and rescue.
Yeah.
And so during our patrol, we can help a ship or a crew member on a civilian ship because we have a doctor on board, so we can make help. And the second mission is to make a patrol, and by an helicopter, the main equipment is your eyes. So to make a fishing area patrol or to make a patrol in the North Sea, it's enough. We don't need to have weapons on our helicopter. For the patrol frigates we have, especially in Indian Ocean, which are in charge of piracy. For these frigates, we have more modern helicopters with a radar, with more equipment and with guns on board, and so we deploy what helicopter we need. But for the missions we have here, that's enough.
How many helicopters this old has the French Navy got?
I think around between 15 and 20.
15 and 20?
Yes, but I think there are 2 years, half of this hero will be retired.
In 2 years they will be retired?
Half the oldest one.
Right.
And because there are two types of Alouette, and this one is more modern.
Right.
And,
so there's some that are older?
Yes, yes. And,
so from when? How old? 1950?
Yeah, the first in the Navy was 1964. But for I think the only part of the hero which is from real 1964 is only the bottom plaque, the
plaque
with the number of the hero. All other equipment has been changed.
There would be no boats that were that old.
No.
No. And no cars.
No. A ship. We have a very old one who is currently in Auckland to be repaired in a dry dock.
Yeah.
I think it's 30 years
30 years old.
Maximum we have it's 35 years old, and but as Mathieu said,
it's new.
Due to safety and on helicopters, we change a lot of pieces very often. So the design is very old, but the pieces on the helicopter are not so old.
But the design must be very good to be used for such a long time. Like
it is very rustic.
Which
never failure, never big failure.
Never big failure.
I think it's the first stealth helicopter. Very hard for radar to see.
Sorry?
It's very hard for ship radar to see this hero.
It's hard to see it.
So it's the first stealth helicopter.
Is that because it's mainly glass?
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's because it's very slender and very small.
Yeah.
Can I ask, is it based on the Hughes helicopters? Is it that kind of a model?
It's older.
Howard Hughes models? Older?
I think so. Is it earlier than the Huey, like the Vietnam? It's older than that. It would have been in Vietnam though, early in the 60s, presumably.
Yes. Not sure.
Not sure. No, not sure.
One of the reasons we were curious about the helicopter is that we're making the movie Tintin in Wellington.
Yeah.
And this helicopter is as old as the Tintin books.
Yeah. Sure. Sure, but of course, everyone would like to have the update helicopter, or the update ship, or the update equipment, etc. But as you know, this is the money of the French citizens, so we must take care of the country money. And due to the mission of the ship, there is a good helicopter because we are very far from France, and to have some spare parts, it's very long. So to have an helicopter which with equipment doesn't fail, it's very important for us.
Yes, yes.
And for that, we have a very high availability of the helicopter. And for the commanding officer as me, it's very good to be sure that if there is a problem on a sailing ship, or we can do a search and rescue operation, and the helicopter will land, will take off. That's very important for us.
And it must be able to fly in very serious weather conditions as well.
Yeah, we can say that because the ship was well designed, and we have a tranquilization system. So with rough seas, we can take off the helicopter, because with the ships we can have on the landing deck to have a good flat situation.
What is relevant for this helo is especially low visibility, because we have no radar. So to come back on the ship with a very low visibility, we need to be picked up by the ship, the controller, and come back on the landing deck. So if there is a really bad visibility, we cannot fly. Rough seas.
And in terms of spare parts, do you have a full set of replacement parts for the helicopter on board the boat?
We have a big spare part. I think
Each critical system, we have at least one spare part.
So this particular helicopter, how long has it been? Like you say that it's very reliable. Like how much time is it not available?
We make every year a big visit, a big look on the helicopter. So I think during 1 month it's off, but we coupled that with a period during the ship is off for repairing. So 1 month, and after normally always available.
It never breaks.
We
Or if it does, you fix it.
Yeah.
We have many spare parts because before, I think 5 years ago, still French police, French civilian security had this type of helo, but they put their last one in 2009 in the Airspace Museum, so we take all the spare parts.
Ah.
Yeah, and we have. I will not say that we are better than DHL or other, but our logistic system is very good, and we made patrol and different port of call, but on every port we receive spare parts which are sent from France. So
It presumably has a new engine, like a modern engine in it.
A more modern one?
Yeah.
No, we have another engine, but the same.
But the engine is not a 1964 engine, is it?
no.
No.
But we, as I said, we made a month stop,
Yeah.
and so big pieces like engines, we will receive them
Yeah.
during this month in New Caledonia, and so it will be sent.
Yeah. So the question was, the design of the engine is a modern design engine.
No.
It's the original engine.
Yep.
Will you miss this helicopter when you stop flying in 2 years' time?
I think it's like last year we retired the Super Folon from service, the big helo which was in Navy for 30 years, and many people was at the little team.
I'm not sure, because the French Navy will replace this helicopter by a new helicopter of the same type, so with new equipment, with new engine, but we intend to keep the capability and to have an helicopter on board this type of ship. So yes, it's very funny. It's to see on so old helicopter to take off and to land and to say, okay, it was the same for Tintin or for our General de Gaulle who used.
General de Gaulle used this helicopter as well.
This type of his helicopter, yeah. But
for how long did he use it?
I don't know.
Sometime.
Exactly. But the change is part of life, and in the Navy we change of type of ship.
I think, I mean, the New Zealand Army has just purchased, I think the Air Force has just purchased a lot of Eurocopters, I think. Don't know what they are. They're quite big ones to replace our Hueys.
They are, yes, they will receive NH-90,
Yeah, we have terrible cost problems with our Sea Sprite helicopters. They're very, very expensive. I mean, probably this helicopter would not be worth. How much money would it cost?
I don't know.
It's not it wouldn't be a very expensive helicopter, though, presumably.
No, it's lowest. I think 1 hour of flight is around 1,800 euros.
Right.
For all included. The salary of guys.
And the people who repair it and everything. Wow.
So
that's like a commercial helicopter operation. Yeah. But how does that compare with a modern helicopter? Like a new helicopter, how much per hour?
I don't know.
Dolphin is 3,000 euros.
Is the Dolphin that's the sort of armed version of the frigate helicopter, is it?
It's not Dolphin. Panther, it's the armored version of Dolphin. But Panther, you've got some weapon equipment. I think it's
electronics, very expensive.
It's very expensive. It depends on what level what is your reference.
You would have fancy electronics on this helicopter, though. Well, radar and location equipment.
On this one or on the...
On this one?
This one, nothing.
No?
Only the eyes.
Only the eyes?
There are no small GPS.
GPS.
Not a handheld one, the dashboard.
Now, we have on I think on one or two, on some few Alouette in France, we have some radar. Only one. Very good.
So the Alouette means Jean to Alouette?
Well, Alouette, it was a small bird, yeah.
Okay. From the song?
Yes.
It's a, yes.
So, do you have any questions?
I was going to ask, would you guys have any special names, like a nickname or something you might call the helicopter? Is there a...
This one?
Yeah.
In French, the Cahouette, the peanut, because it looks like a peanut.
A peanut.
Yes,
Okay.
and to here it's the same Alouette and Cacahuète.
Cacahuète.
Sometimes people can say this is our cacahuète.
Okay. So cacahuète is the name of a peanut in French.
In French, cacahuète.
Okay, cacahuète.
But the helicopter on board Vendemaire has no special name.
Yeah, no.
You say
Right.
Alouette, the type.
Yeah.
But we don't put a name on each helicopter.
Right. So sometimes people used to do that, though, didn't they? Some planes have names.
Yes. It depends on the story
Of the plane.
Of what you see.
Do you know anything about the story of this particular helicopter? Where it has been?
Not.
It was here already last year, but before I don't know.
No.
Could it have been to Tibet?
Because we change. We have very big visits to do on the helicopters, and for that they must go back to France.
Yeah.
So this one is not on the ship for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's on the ship
1 year. And then goes back. And then
Let's
comes.
go back. So we have helicopter for 3 years, and after the helicopter go back to France. So we don't have any.
Yeah.
We don't know exactly what
what it
happened
did
to her
prior
before.
to that. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Can I ask one more question to the pilot? There's only so much that like training and practice can teach you, you know, the flight manual. But when you're actually sat in the helicopter flying it, and you just said you use your eyes a lot, like what does it mean to you personally, like in your heart when you're flying it? Is it much different from practicing in flight school, or?
It depends on the mission. If it's a maritime patrol, we are 4 in Sarajevo, so each guy is one sector.
Ah, okay.
And for me, what is most important is the safety. So I am always asking the ship where I am, where it is, see if we can come back, see if the weather condition do not decrease.
Is it a nice experience to be sat in the peanut looking around?
No, we don't think about it.
Ah, okay.
But fortunately, especially in New Zealand, they made a training flight,
Ah.
and they saw wonderful whales.
Oh.
So when we are over the sea, you can have a very good time, and they saw whales eating. So
Oh wow!
Good stuff.
sometimes
This is in Kaikoura.
it was between Auckland and Littleton.
Okay.
Yeah,
It was-
but perhaps
the
around Cape
calling
Coral.
out,
Yeah, perhaps around Cape Coral. No, it's this one. No, it was.
It was the departure of.
Right, just Auckland, so it was off Auckland. It's enough.
Do you have any more questions?
Will it visit Wellington again?
For me, it's the first. I think it will be the last because we only stay 2 years on the ship. We change the crew, 50% of the crew every year. So I think it could be the first and the last. For the ship, of course, the ship is based in New Caledonia, so New Zealand and Australia, it's in the patrol area, and we have so good relations with the two navies. But the ship will come back in New Zealand, and I think she will come back in Wellington.
How would you feel if you saw the helicopter in the new Tintin movie?
I didn't see the film. I want to see it.
We were talking to the people who are making the movie, and we suggested that they should come and see the helicopter as well. They could take some photographs of it, but obviously there are several of them. They could probably buy one. It wouldn't be very expensive.
Yeah.
They might be able to borrow one.
But I think we are not the only armed forces to have
these helicopters.
Yeah.
South Africa, India.
I think
Pakistan,
India.
Operational.
Belgium.
They have such helicopters, and they use it. They use them.
We should compare it with. I mean, it is interesting because I suspect, I don't know how old you gentlemen are, but I suspect the helicopter is possibly as old as you, older.
Older than me.
Older than me.
Thank you.
There is no fear
When you fly it.
when we fly.
No. Thank you.
Okay.